She will actually tell us a bit more about the complexity of how to change a city and transform it digitally. Janina, the floor is yours, and welcome to this session.
Hello, everyone. Wow, I can hear myself. Nice. Oh, thank you so much. And actually, this would be a small journey about transforming one city, because I was basically deputy mayor of one city, Dnipro, which is 1 million inhabitant city. And I wanted to tell you what can be done in few years, basically 2.5 years, in regards to transformation. When you have zero, and you should be able to be, or you should transform it to be fully digital. So this is kind of the beginning of the path of how to transform a city based on 1 million city example, starting from zero. So what we did in 2.5 years, you can later say if it's too little, too much, but it's a journey basically. So it started with basically, we ended up in all of the rankings as being one of the top 5, top 3 in regards to pure procurements, open data, transparency, and so on. This was kind of the intermediate result of our journey 2 years later. But we started with opening all of the information and having a big game plan. Big game plan is called e-democracy program, which means what should be achieved in 3 years. And there was an outline of approximately 20 different programs which we wanted to achieve, which we wanted to do, starting from open data, ending with e-services, with different KPIs basically, that what should be achieved. Not just let's open a data, but what do we mean by open? How many sets? What are the priorities? And so on. So based on this game plan, we started opening all the finances and basically information about finances, because it's still all about the money which is spent somewhere. So in Dnipro, there is a procurement starting from $100. So anything that the city procures, starting from $100, should be through open procurement platform. It's over 1,000 of procurements per month. It's a huge job, but it's completely open, basically. And you can monitor who is the winner or who got the contract, who is the beneficiary of this contract. It's all about open data and open budget, basically. So then we started engaging the people. It's not about openness just and about finances, but also about participation. And we dedicated approximately or more than €1 million for participatory budget. It means that people can choose their problems and can participate in solving the problem. So government gives basically €1 million for approximately 100 projects, and people vote for the projects, what they want to achieve or what is the priority. So it's basically direct democracy of people have the money, people vote, people choose their projects and submit their projects. Also, everything should be open in regards to not just open as an open data, but it should be comfortable to use as well. So, for example, we made a Google map and in cooperation with Google, made everything visual. So basically here you can book your child to after-school activity. You can find what is the closest, I don't know, you love chess, what is the closest chess class. You can book your time and basically attend more than 100 of different after-school activities based on this open map. It's about open budget, that what resources are allocated next year to what infrastructure. For example, if I want to know what, whether my kindergarten will have a restoration or repair, you cannot just search by addresses. It's a huge job. You can just open a visual Google map and see what the government plans to do next year from this budget. We have a contact center, which means that you can submit your online application, basically, or problem or suggestions. You can monitor it on real time, whether the city has solved it, how fast it has solved it, and mayor has a real-time information in all of the problems, which means, for example, there is a pipe broken or there is a tree on the road or any problem, it's all concentrated in this one contact center, and you have real-time information on all of the problems. It's about more than 100 e-services, but I think that services shouldn't be just e-services. We should cancel all the not needed services, create registries, connect registries, and it's not about creating as much as possible. It's about creating as little as possible, which means that the aim is to transform digital only the solutions needed. Then we have again cooperation with Google for creating passport for all of the roads. It seems very simple, but if you have 1 million city, we have more than 2,700 kilometers of roads, and which means we should know where it starts, where they end, what is the condition, and it's a very huge job to actually know all the information and to update it in regards to what needs repair. Is it light repair? Is it capital repair? And we try to engage the startups and the community for solving all the problems. We don't try to make government responsible for everything. It's about engaging people and launching startups. For example, for monitoring roads, to engage the startup where you can give your feedback on whether this road is in good condition, in bad condition. The government doesn't have to do everything. It has to engage and to give an opportunity or instruments to participate. And as well, we launched the open data portal so that citizens could be engaged and could utilize this data in a good way to launch the programs. Of course, it's about open decision making. It's you can monitor over your city deputies on what decisions they make, how they make decisions, how much they participate in decision making. You can view online transmissions or YouTube transmission from all of the city sessions. We cooperate with Google, with Waze, with Community Builder, when city can actually submit their problems and monitor what problems citizens submit. Of course, e-health, it's a huge block, and we launched e-health applications, which means you can book your doctor's time online, you can see a patient record, and in 1.5 years we covered all of the city hospitals with the possibility to make an online booking, and over half of the population already books doctor's time online. Imagine that transformation from 0 to half of population really using it. Then, of course, different tourism applications.
Thank
And
you,
one half minute, just a half. Cyber Center, Safe City, which means all of the city cameras are connected to police, face recognition, number recognition. Of course, e-transport, which means e-ticketing, which means QR codes, bank cards, citizen cards, and so on. And it all was done in 2.5 years. So truly appreciate it. Just one small example on what can be done. Do you think it's much? Yeah, if you can please raise your hand, I would appreciate if you think it's much that was done. Thank you. It was just interesting to have feedback as well. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Jaanika. Now I pass the word. Oh, yep. Okay, sorry. I pass the word now to Bert van Hof from Microsoft Azure, and he's a great expert in IoT, and which is one of the biggest revolutions that we will have, because it's as well an important development that we will have in cities, is as well an important base of tools in order to collect data to make our cities smarter. So